My name is Lisa Han. I'm a partner at a law firm called Jones Day, and our firm is one of the largest law firms worldwide. We have a very robust healthcare practice. We have about 2,500 lawyers worldwide. We have offices almost in every continent. We're basically general counsel's go-to law firm. Healthcare space and international medical tourism is probably one of the most exciting industry and the new development, the new trend in the global health sector. So I'm excited to be able to participate in the MTA conference and be an active participant of the healthcare, of the medical tourism industry in the sense of that I provide legal services for the hospitals, for facilitators, as well as for government in the global health space and a variety of legal issues. China recently released this new healthcare reform ranging for the period between 2015 and 2020 that's very instrumental in innovating the China's healthcare space. And it not only encourages direct investments, greenfield development, but it has also encouraged quite a bit of merger acquisition activities as well. So for example, it encourages private ownership of a hospital, it encourages an increase of public hospital beds, an increase in general hospital beds, the private hospital beds. It also encourages development of community health center, creating a hierarchy of healthcare service sectors so that you don't have the public hospital being overcrowded. Instead, I think there's different level of acuity care provider that can take care of the needs of the healthcare needs of population. Encourage the development of technology such as telehealth and a variety of technology products and services to make the healthcare services more available to the Chinese population. So for example, the community health center development is one of the newest development in China, and the government's idea is really to set up those China, one in every population, 30,000 population. So even though in the United States we're seeing a lot of urgent care center, community centers, those are actually not quite available in China. Chinese new policy is to encourage the development of community health center and with the help of technology to make the basic primary healthcare services more available to the general population. So all these we're looking at, number one, a lot of joint venture activities going on between the Chinese hospital and U.S. hospital and foreign hospitals. And number two, we're looking at a lot of consultation management services, not necessarily on the clinical side, but also on really the hospital design, hospital management side as well. Training, education, we're looking at Chinese government being fundamental in terms of wanting Chinese healthcare providers to improve their quality so that they can improve the healthcare services provided to the population. So all these are the newest and latest development resulting from really the Chinese new healthcare reform for the period 2015-2020. The main challenges, I would say the primary challenges for a U.S. hospital to either work with, collaborate with, joint venture, or invest in Chinese hospital is really the shortage of quality healthcare professionals. And you can have a beautiful brick and mortar, beautiful building, and patients will not necessarily come to the hospital if you don't have good quality, high quality healthcare professionals with well-designed protocol of care, clinical protocol of care, with well-designed patient-centered healthcare services. And this is the same in the United States. In Europe, that has not changed, where healthcare is a human services. So for a U.S. hospital to think they can come in and just because they're a U.S. brand does not necessarily make the Chinese hospital joint venture or the Chinese investor hospital a success. Instead, I think it is critical and essential secret sauce to success really to collaborate with the Chinese physicians, collaborate with the Chinese hospitals, and so that they basically can, with the modern design, and with basically modern hospital management system and with the state-of-the-art basically quality of healthcare services all together, this trinity of healthcare system, that's really the fundamental elements required to have a successful investment, successful model to basically to provide services to the Chinese population. In terms of the U.S. hospitals making an investment in China, most of the U.S. hospitals are actually tax-exempt organizations. So it is a challenge for a U.S. health system to basically spend its tax-exempt dollars, which are really supposed to be used for their communities in a foreign country like China. This is why you don't quite see a lot of U.S. hospitals going in, making an investment. Instead, I think the model that basically carry much lower risk is really to do the consultation management, for examples, and to establish a real collaborative platform and use technology to support really the relationship building with the Chinese hospital and Chinese healthcare providers, and to develop really not necessarily the most acute level of care, such as oncology, for example, but also participate in more of the primary care level or lower acuity level of care, and participate in really the technology joint venture, how to make the healthcare services available to the general population. These are really, I would say, have the path of least resistance, and they may not run as much, not necessarily legal challenges, because Chinese government does encourage foreign investment in China. However, it's more of a success in operating model in China. The most common misconceptions in the medical tourism with regard to China are the following. Number one, they believe that the Chinese technology may not be as advanced as the U.S. And if you have been to a Chinese hospital, the class 3 hospital, the top tier hospital, the level of automation is actually much more so than, I would say, any hospital we're seeing in the United States. And the second misconception, I would say, is really, for a lot of the U.S. health system, they want to recruit Chinese patients to come to the United States. So they would say there are a lot of wealthy Chinese, and but that is just the beginning point in terms of affordability of healthcare services. It's really how to market U.S. hospitals' health services in a way that can be understandable and can be accepted to the Chinese population. So the fact that it has a 1.3 billion does not necessarily mean that is your target audience and potential patient pool. And of course, Chinese are also very smart purchasers as well. So the goal is really to provide that high quality of care in a culturally sensible, and in an efficient, effective manner, just like how we serve the U.S. patients. And I would say that's really, there are some fundamental value, conceptual beliefs, and philosophical beliefs should never be changed regardless of what population you serve. So far, my impression of the conference is this. I have always been a fan of the International Medical Tourism Conference because every year I believe that the conference has improved in quality, content, speakers, as well as the audience. It has really matured from basically everybody get together talking about some kind of a novel topic to nowadays we're looking at different tracks of education sessions, and with really solid speakers offering their thoughts, ideas, suggestions. And what I found the MTA conference to be the most amazing part is this. It offers a great networking platform for the participants to interact with each other. So it's a great place not just to learn the newest things happening in the MTA industry, but also to potentially look for the partners you'll be working with as well. It's also very much a thinking out of the box environment. So in the various sessions, we basically brainstorm and identify new trends, and so we can adapt, adjust, and perfect really what we do, our tradesmanship in this industry. So I see this is really a conference. It has being able to offer really a lot of what everybody needs. And I think everybody will walk away with this conference feeling like they have learned a lot, they have met new friends, and potentially new partners as well. That's what I admire the most about MTA conference.